Today we are going to solve 2021 VSSC Technician B Electronics question paper. This is a part 1. The part 1 I will solve first 40 questions, the second part remaining 40 questions. First question. Gallium arsenide is used in the manufacturing of transistors to achieve. The transistors which are made up of gallium arsenide can operate frequency range above 250 gigahertz. So the frequency of gallium arsenide transistors are greater than 250 gigahertz. We can operate this. So the answer is option B for high frequency operation. Second question. The power factor of an equipment with rating 230 volt 1.5 amps 276 watt is. What is the equation of power? P equal to VI cos phi. Here the cos phi is known as the power factor. So cos phi equal to P upon VI. So which equals, what is the power he has given? 276 watt upon, what is the value of V? 230 volt. Current equal to 1.5 amps. So what do we get if we simplify this? So this we can write it as 276 upon 23 multiplied by 15, because in the exam you are without calculator you are solving it. So what comes? 276. So if we solve this, okay, if you solve this, what do you get? You will get 276 upon 345. This comes to 0.8. So the answer is option A, 0.8. Next question, third question. Power plane and ground plane in a multi-layer PCB are advantageous because in a multi-layer PCB design there is something called power plane, that is plus VCC, 12 volt, 5 volt, those lines are known as the power plane. And the ground plane is the ground plane, which is what? 0 volt plane. So these are usually provided, they will reduce parasitics, they help in reducing noise. So the answer is all of the above. Question number 4. X-ray inspection is required for verification of soldering of which of the following package styles? It is required for ball grid array. Ball grid array. Some of the microprocessor, if you see, instead of pins we can see like this structure. This is what is known as ball grid array. Ball grid array. And we will place this on a holder which makes the contact with the PCB. This is, see, if you hear, this is also another kind of pin or pin configuration. This is the grid pin array. Pin grid array. Pin grid array. This package, what you see here, this is the cord flat pack. See, the pins are small, some kind of bend is there, little bend is there. So it's a somewhat 90-degree bend. This is the cord flat pack. Question number 5. A capacitance of 10 microfarad is connected in series with a parallel combination of two capacitors of capacitance 4 microfarad and 6 microfarad. So we have one capacitor. What is the value? 10 microfarad. And other two capacitors are in parallel. So we have to find the equivalent between A and B. We will get the equivalent capacitance. One is 4 microfarad, another one is 6 microfarad. Now when two capacitors are connected in parallel, what we get? CT equals this part. These two capacitors are in parallel. So CT equals C1 plus C2. So 4 plus 6. So 10 microfarad we will get, right? We get 10 microfarad. Now, so what we are left with? We are left with two 10 microfarads. Now two 10 microfarads are connected in series. 10 microfarad, 10 microfarad. So then what is the equivalent resistance? Equivalent capacitance? CT equals C upon R. What is up? Because both the capacitance values are same. 10 microfarad, R is C upon not R, it is N. That is the number of capacitors. N. How many capacitors are there? 2. So it comes to 5 microfarad. 5 microfarad is the answer. Option A is the answer. Which transformer loss is minimized by making the core into thin flat sections? The answer is eddy current loss. Now, this hysteresis loss plus eddy current loss. Eddy current loss. These are fixed loss. Okay, these are fixed loss. Fixed loss. These are known as fixed loss. And here, what is the copper loss? Copper loss is the I square R loss or variable loss. I square R loss or variable loss. And one more thing you have to make a point of this eddy current loss. This eddy current loss is directly proportional to the square of the frequency. This eddy current loss is directly proportional to the square of the frequency. That means we have equation to find the eddy current loss. There, this eddy current loss is directly proportional to the square of the frequency. An operational amplifier used with a positive feedback in. Now, positive feedback circuit is the Smith trigger circuit. How the Smith trigger circuit looks? We have an output here. This is a positive. So if I have it is like a voltage divider and I am giving it to the positive input of the operational amplifier. This is a Smith trigger. Smith trigger. We can give a sine wave input and we can get square wave output from this circuit. This circuit is having a positive feedback. Now, how do you draw an integrator? How the circuit looks, integrator circuit? Oh, second. integrator circuit. Integrator circuit, in the feedback path there will be a capacitor. Then it's a integrator circuit. This is going to be our V in, and in the feedback path we have the capacitor. This is the integrator. Now what about a differentiator? Differentiator, in the input side we will have a resistor, capacitor. Input side we will have the capacitor, and the feedback will be through a resistor. This is the differentiator. We can make the filter also. Okay, low pass filter. Okay, I think it's okay. This much is more enough. We'll go to the next question. Question number 8. The minority carriers in N-type semiconductors are. In N-type semiconductor, there are more number of electrons. Minority carriers are the holes. That is the question number 8. Next, question number 9. A modulo 13 counter needs a minimum of how many flip-flops? Now, let n be the number of flip-flops. N, okay. Now we can write it will have 2 to the power n states. Now a modulo 13 counter means it should count up to 13. So if we take 3 flip-flops, n equal to, let 3, if n equal to 3, we will have 8 state. So this is a mod, this can count up to 8 only. So if you want the counter to count up to 13, then what we need? We need 4 flip-flops, 2 to the power 4. So it can count up to 15 states. 15, it can count up to 15. So here it doesn't go to 8, it can count up to 7. So the counter, how many we need? We need 4 flip-flops to make a mod 13 counter. Next question. 1 kilobyte is 1 kilobyte. That means 1024 bytes. 1024 bytes. This makes 1 kilobyte. But 1024 bytes are not there in the option. But 1000 byte is there. Generally, if we speaking, we can say 1000 byte. No, 1000 bytes nobody will say. They will say 1 kilobyte only. So next we can say, so 1 kilobyte equal to, we know 1024, instead of byte we can put 8. So if you do this 8024 into 8, we will get 8192. We will get 8192. Question number 11. Magnetic flux of 400 microweber passes normally through an area of 2 centimeters square. The flux density is, what is flux density? That is B equals flux upon area. Flux upon area. That is what magnetic flux density. Now what we have, magnetic flux he has given. This is phi upon A. Now he has given the phi, that is 400 microweber. So I'll write it as 400 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 6 upon area. What is the area given? 2 centimeter square. But we need it in meter square. So we have to multiply by 10 to the power minus 4. Now if I simplify this, what happens? I will get 2 cancels. So I will get 200 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 2. Right, 10 to the power minus 4 and 10 to the power minus 4 cancels. This is equal to what? This is equal to 2. So this is equal to 2 Weber per meter square. This is same as 2 Tesla. 2 Tesla. So the answer is option B, 2 Tesla. So here you have to make note of these equations. Equations you have to mark it and practice many times. You have to solve the problems yourself. Then only it will be useful to you when you need it. Right. Question number 12. An electromagnetic wave at a frequency of 300 MHz will have a wavelength of. We know the equation C equal to F lambda. What we need? We have to find the lambda value. So lambda equal to C upon F. What is here mean C? C is the speed of light in meter per second. So it is 3 into 10 to the power 8. What is the value of F? F equal to 300 megahertz. So 300 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. So this I can write it as 3 into 10 to the power 8. The denominator 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 8, because 200 I took from this 300. So now it will be equal to 1. What is the unit? It is meter. 1 meter, because the speed of light in meter per second. It is 1 meter. Answer is option A. Which of the following program is not part of MS Office? This WordPerfect is not a part of MS Office. For a given angle theta, if sin theta equal to 0.6, sin theta equal to 0.6, cos theta we have to find. So all of you know one simple equation. What is the equation? Sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Right. So 0.6 square plus cos square theta equal to 1. So cos square theta equals 1 minus 0.36. What do we get? 0.64. So cos theta equal to what? Square root of 0.64. It comes to what? It comes to 0.8. Right, 0.8. So the answer is, what is the answer? Answer is option C, 0.8. Now move to the question number 15. If a 0.1 microfarad 100 volt capacitor are connected in parallel, two capacitors are connected in parallel, what is the, this one is 0.1 microfarad. What is the voltage rating? 100 volt. What is the next capacitor? 0.22 microfarad, 40 volt. Now see, you have to see, whenever we connect the voltages in whenever we connect the capacitors in parallel, we have to always make sure that our supply voltage, or whatever the voltage this capacitor is going to see, that has to be the lower voltage rating of the capacitor. So 40 volt only this combination can take max, otherwise the dielectric will damage. So one thing sure, it is going to be 40 volt for the combination. Then what is the, now two capacitors are in parallel, so simply we have to add it. CT equal to 0.22 microfarad plus, how do you write this? 0.1. So it is going to be 0.32 microfarad, and the 40 voltage is the voltage rating of the combination, because when capacitors are connected parallel, the lower voltage rating of the capacitor is what we have to consider. That is what. So the answer is option A. Now up to 15 questions over. Next is 16th question. Question number 16. When used as a class A amplifier, BJT is operating in its region. What region? It's an active region. Active region. What is saturation, cutoff, breakdown? This all I have explained in many videos. You could watch other videos. So question number. Impedance of a circuit having resistance R and inductance L in series is, it is R plus omega j omega L, and option B is the right answer, R plus j omega L. Question number 18. Two dice are thrown together. What is the probability that sum of two numbers appearing on the top of the die is 8? Now what is probability? Probability equal to the denominator, we should have the number of possibility. The numerator, sum of observation. What does it mean? See, now if you have a dice, I hope we used to play snake and adder, and the dice has got 6 combinations, that is 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, like that, 6 combinations are there. So if you have one die, you are going to have 6 combination. Now let's see one die. For one die, dice, I think it is die only, I don't know. I will write one dice. Singular, I don't know. One dice should have 6 combination. This I can write it as like this, 6 to the power 1. The 1 is the single die, so I will get 6 combination. So like that, if I have 2 dice, I can write it as 6 to the power 2. So I have 36 combination. Okay, 36 combination. Now how the combinations are going to be? So 6 are there. So one die, first die is going to be 1. Another die will be changed. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. So it can go up to 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6. So like this we'll have 36 combinations. Now possibility, we know possibility equal to what? How many possibilities are there? 36 possibilities. What are the observations? Now we should get sum of these two die numbers. We should get, this is for 2 dice. Sum of these we should get 8. So that is possible whenever you have 4, 4, both dice are 4, we have one combination. And the other one is 6 2, 2 6. What else is there? 5 3, 3 5. This, so 5 combinations, how high 5 observations are there. So sum of observation equal to 5. So the answer is option B is the right answer. What happened? Option B is the right answer. Okay, what, I don't know what is wrong with it. Option B is the right answer. So it is 36B, option B. B is the right answer. Question number 19. A UPS battery of 12 volt and 30 Ah is used to run a PC of power rating 300 watt. What is the maximum backup time assuming unity, power factor and 100% efficiency? So power rating, what is P equal to 300 he has given. So P equal to, we can write it as VI cos phi. Cos phi has given us unity and 100% efficiency. So 300 equals what? What is the voltage? 12 multiplied by I. How much current this system needs? That's what we are finding out now. So I equals 300 upon 12. We will get 25 amps. So 25 amps of current required for this system. Now this battery is 30 Ah battery. That means 30 Ah means what? 30 ampere for 1 hour. It can provide, but we need 25 amps. Our system draws 25 amps per second. No, our system draws 25 amps. So this I will equate like this: 30 multiplied by 1 hour equals, what is the current we are drawing? 25 multiplied by time we have to find. We don't know how long this battery can support. So time equals to what? Time equals 30 upon 25, right? It comes to 1.2 hours. 1.2 multiplied by 60, if we do, what we get? We get 72 minutes. So the answer is option C is the right answer. Anyway, I'm trying to solve 40 questions, so it is going to take some time because I don't want many parts. Let's study. Let's solve it. 3 cells are connected in parallel. 3 cells are connected in parallel. Three cells are connected in parallel. Each cell has a rating of, what is the rating of each cell? 2 volt. These all are 2 volt 5 Ah. So in a parallel circuit, what is going to be? Voltage is going to be same. So V equal to, we will get 2 volt. But what is the capacity of the battery increases? So three batteries parallelly connected gives, if they are 5 Ah each, then we will get 5 Ah multiplied by how many batteries are there? 3. So we will get 15 Ah. So the answer is 2 volt 15 Ah. We will get a 2 volt 15 Ah battery. So the answer is option B. Option B is the right answer. Next is the question number 21. What is the output Q in the given figure? See, from the first gate we will get A complement, the second gate we will get B complement, and A complement and B complement we are giving to a NAND gate, so whole complement. If you apply De Morgan's theorem, what you will get? It is A or B. So answer is option A or B. Question number 22. When 10 volt is applied to a conductor of circular cross section of diameter D and length L, it produces a current of 10 amps through the conductor. What will be the current through the conductor if the diameter alone is reduced to half? So what is resistance is directly proportional to what? L upon A. This we can write it as R is, I'll write it top. So R is directly proportional to L upon, what is area of a wire? Pi d square by 4. Now what I do, what he is saying, he is going to make the diameter half. How you make? He can use a material removing process and take out the half of the diameter, half of the material. So R is directly proportional to, how do I write? This I will take it as constant, remaining all. See, this much I will make it as a constant. I'll write it as K. What is there in the denominator? I have D square. This is my first equation. Now the second equation, R is directly proportional to K upon, what he is doing? Diameter he has reduced by half. So D by 2 whole square. So this is equal to, R is directly proportional to K upon D square. 2 when goes up, it will become 4K. 4K. Right? 4K. So see here, this is our first equation. This first equation, this is what the resistance, K upon D square. So here also we have K upon D square. K upon D square. Now what happened to the resistance? Resistance has increased 4 times. Resistance has increased 4 times. Resistance increased 4 times. So what was the current originally flowing should reduce by 4 times. So I should reduce by 4 times. So I equal to what? 10 amps was flowing originally upon 4. It becomes 2.5 amps. So the answer is option D. Option D, 2.5 amps. Thermal noise voltage of a resistor measured over bandwidth B is proportional to. See, thermal noise voltage, voltage is given by the equation. What is the equation for thermal noise voltage? It is square root of 4 kBTR. K is the Boltzmann constant. B is the bandwidth. Okay, it's bandwidth. T is Kelvin, temperature in Kelvin. R is the resistance. So thermal noise voltage of a resistor measured over bandwidth B is proportional to the square root of bandwidth. Option B is the right answer. Let's move to the next question. Question number 24. Decimal equivalent of a binary number is, see the binary number he has given. What is the decimal equivalent? We know it is 2 to the power 0. This is 2 to the power 1. This is 2 to the power 2. 2 to the power 3. So this is going to be 8, 4. Right, 8, 4, 2. This is 0. So when you add all this, what you will get? You will get 14. 14. So what going to be the answer? 14 we got. Now 0.01 we have to convert it to binary. Decimal. We have to convert to decimal. So what you will do? This is This is the position of 2 to the power minus 1. This is the position of 2 to the power minus 2. So this we can just cancel because 0. Now 2 to the power minus 2, how we can write it as 1 upon 4. 1 upon 4 equal to 0.25. So the answer is option A, 14.25. I am not going in detail. I hope you know it. When the reverse bias at a PN junction is increased, the depletion layer width increases. When more reverse voltage applied, the depletion width increases. Question number 26. A series RLC circuit resonates at 100 kHz, 1000 kHz. What is the nature of the circuit impedance at 1005 kHz? How do you draw a resonance curve? This is frequency versus time. No, frequency versus current. Okay, this is the highest frequency. That is F resonance frequency. This is a resonance frequency. It's a resonant frequency. And now here what happens at low frequencies, this area towards the left side here, at the low frequency Xc is greater than XL, because what is the Xc equation? 1 upon 2 pi Fc. On the right side of the resonance frequency, XL is greater than Xc. That is because XL equal to 2 pi FL, 2 pi FL. So the answer is option C, inductive. Inductive. The potential barrier at a PN junction is due to the change on either side of the junction. The potential barrier at a PN junction is due to the charge on either side of the junction. These charges are, it is fixed because of the fixed donor and acceptor ions. Question number 28. A signal of 1 kHz is to be sampled at Nyquist rate. The sampling frequency is, see, Nyquist frequency equal to 2 times the signal frequency. So whatever the signal we are going to sample, at least we have to sample 2 times of that frequency. Then only we can reproduce the signal properly. So the answer is, what 1 kHz we are going to sample. So the sampling frequency has to be 2 times of that, is 2 kHz. It is going to be 2 kHz. Question number 29. When a PN junction is biased in the forward direction, the right answer is the option B, majority carriers in each region are injected into other region. Current flow is due to majority carriers mainly. 200 ohm 0.5 watt resistors are connected in parallel. The effective resistance value and voltage are, we have 200 ohm resistors connected in parallel. 100 ohm, 100 ohm. Now what is going to be the equivalent resistance? Two resistors are in parallel, same resistor. So R upon N. R is the resistance value, 100. How many number of resistors? 2. So 50 ohm will get. Now why do we connect this parallel combination of resistors? When we connect, what happens? The voltage rating adds up. So this combination is going to give us So each resistor is capable of taking 0.5 watt. 0.5 watt. So like that, total we will get 1 watt when we connect in parallel combination. So it is a 50 ohm 1 watt effective resistor. Question number 31. In an operational amplifier, the CMRR is normally, it has to be very large. Common mode rejection ratio. What is common mode rejection ratio? Common mode rejection ratio. It is differential gain upon common mode gain. This is what the common mode gain, ideally we need a zero gain. Then CMRR is going to be infinite. Question number 32. Voltage gain of an amplifier is 60 dB. The ratio of output voltage to input voltage is. Now, voltage gain in dB. Okay, in dB. That is equal to 20 log 10 V out upon V out. Okay, V out upon V in. So what is, he has given here 60 dB. 60 dB equal to 20 log 10 of V out upon V in. Now what is the value of V out upon V in? That is the question. So if we divide both by 20, what left side of the equation and right side of the equation, what do we get? We will get 3 equals log 10 V out by V in. Now what we can do, if you can write 10 to the power 3 equal to, we can write to take out this log 10. So 10 to the power log 10 of V out upon V in. If you write like this, we will get 10 to the power 3 equal to V out upon V in. So we got the ratio of V out upon V in, which is equal to 1000. 1000 equal to V out upon V in, right? So the answer is option A, 1000. Question number 33. The internal resistance of a voltmeter should be, a voltmeter, we are going to measure the voltage across sensitive voltage points in a circuit. So it has to be very high. Option A is the right answer. Very high. And for a voltage source, inner resistance has to be 0. We will take another lecture, I will try to provide that information. Which is not true for flip-flop. That is the answer. Option B is the answer. Always flip-flop we will give a trigger pulse, then only a clock pulse, then only it changes the output state. A smart user is mostly used for measuring component values. See, in ISRA and ISRO, smart user they will use for the passive components like resistors, small resistors, SMD package resistors and capacitors. To measure those values they use. So it is surface mount, SMD, surface mount passive devices. Optic fiber has, this question many places we have seen this question. Core of higher refractive index than cladding. This is the right answer. Right answer. Okay. So and in an optical power fiber, total internal reflection happens. Total internal reflection. Not internal refraction, it is total internal reflection. That's how the light propagate. And core, the refractive index of core has to be higher than the cladding. Standard shape of a safety warning sign in the workshop, it is triangular. Most of the this is in triangular shapes, triangular. Now in the circuit given below, what is current I naught? Right, I'll draw it this circuit once here. We have a voltage divider kind of. This is like a non-inverting amplifier. This is RL, RS. It is feedback is here. Now what is okay? Now Vs is the applied voltage. Okay, we have to find I naught. We have to find I naught. Now let's see. What is the voltage at this point? This is an ideal op-amp configuration because he has not said anything about the gain. So these both terminals, both points are going to be at same voltage. So it is going to be Vs. Okay. If it is Vs, what is the current flowing through Rs? I'll write the I of S. I of S equal to Vs upon R of S. Right. So here I of S current is flowing. Okay. Now we know there is no current flow here. What is the current flowing here? This is 0. At this, because there is no input, current doesn't flow into the op-amp input terminal. So that current is going to be I equal to 0. Now this here no current flow to the op-amp input, no current flow. Then what we can say, Is is flowing. This is a series circuit, so Is equal to I naught. Right, Is equal to I naught. Why? Because there is no current flow into the op-amp input terminal. So definitely the Is has to flow through RL also. So the answer is Vs upon Rs. Option B, Vs upon Rs. Question number 39. The type of resistor commonly used for high voltage applications. High voltage applications, either it has to be a rheostat or wire wound resistors. So we have wire wound resistors in the option. Today's last question. The ripple frequency at the output of an unfiltered full wave rectifier whose input is fed from 50 Hz AC voltage source will be. Full wave rectifier, ripple equal to 2 times the ripple equal to 2 times the input frequency. Input frequency. So the answer is 100 Hz. So we have completed our first part. The second part we will solve. I'll try to do it in a week or something. I'm a little busy. So if you like the video, please share with your friends. Any mistakes or any comments, please ask in the comment section.